Alright, so today I'll be discussing the Deering reading strategy action plan for Gracia. Um, First and foremost, watching the video, there were some significant strengths that I recognized, as well as some areas for improvement that I think will take her a long ways in the future if she decides to address them and really work hard on them, which I'm sure she will. So, first and foremost, I have to respect the fact that she was in front of a camera, so there may have been a little bit of pressure, but it might have helped her in the long run. So for strengths, I noticed that she was really patient and persistent in reading. So she was willing to make mistakes, but she went back and corrected them. I thought she did a wonderful job of taking the time to make sure that she said words correctly. However, with that being said, that does lead me to some areas of improvement. Obviously, there are some issues with pronunciation, um, just overall understanding of some vowels and consonants coming together. Maybe they're difficult for her to say, but because that there's a lack of fluidity there, you begin to question whether or not she's just understanding the information and retaining the information that she's reading, or if she's simply regurgitating the sounds that particular consonants and vowels make when they're put together. So, for that reason, I believe that one of the more beneficial strategies that you can utilize in the classroom with Gracia would be a shadow reading activity. Now, that could look a number of different ways if I would choose to incorporate it in the classroom. So for myself personally, I would provide an audio recording of my voice reading through a text which I would provide to Gracia. That would give her an opportunity to read through the text while following along with me speaking in the classroom, so she would have multiple opportunities for repetition. Not only that, it would provide her an opportunity to bring that recording home and practice at home. Another way that it could look different that I might be able to incorporate it in my class, she might be able to work on that recording in a small group and read in a small group. So that might aid in confidence in some of her speaking abilities as she would read through the text. It could also look a little different, whereas I don't provide an actual recording, but I have her read along with me as I read. So I could incorporate it in a number of different ways in the classroom. The reason why I believe that one is such an important action plan to implement in the classroom with her is because this shadow reading provides an opportunity for me to convey meaning through text. And that may not necessarily be an academic understanding of the text, but more so a contextual understanding of the text. So I'd be able to convey ideas through intonation of particular words, stressing of particular words, vowels, consonants, as well as just providing her with spoken patterns of language with which she could become familiar with. So I could convey ideas of happiness by speaking with a higher inflection at the end of the word, or sadness when I speak a little bit lower at the end of the word. Many of those opportunities for her would be very beneficial, because hearing a language is half the battle, and then being able to speak it and actually apply it in a manner that others would understand her would be very beneficial. And so, although this is a really simple activity, I think that it can be used in complement to many before reading and after reading strategies that many of you all are probably discussing in this class as well. So, with all of that being said, that's all I have. I hope that this was somewhat beneficial, and thank you for taking the time to listen to me.